I'm going to apply a generous portion of sarcasm to this video. And I'm going to make this video short. I want to thank Bacchus Shamil for finding this. And before I get started with Bill de Blasio, and by the way, you can believe every word that comes out of Bill de Blasio's mouth because he loves you. He cares for you and he would never deceive you. This is from Adolf Hitler. By the skillful and sustained use of propaganda, one can make a people see even heaven as hell or an extremely wretched life as paradise. Take it away, Bill.
This is a letter we've sent to the FDA. This is one of many communications we've sent to the federal government asking for help on testing. This relates to the issue of automated testing that would allow us to do not only hundreds but potentially thousands of tests in a single day and get same-day results.
Okay, something is rotten in Denmark with all these tests that they've already said you can't trust. You can't trust the test, but we need the tests and we need to do testing. And now we're talking about automated testing. Nothing fishy here. There's no propaganda. There's no under the covers deceit going on. You can just trust government officials like Bill de Blasio.
Can't do it without FDA approval. We've asked for days now. We are awaiting that approval. We need that approval. It's one of the best things the federal government could do to help us. Everyone knows this has been a really persistent problem. The federal government has been slow and elusive on all questions of testing, but this is one where they can finally get it right. That FDA approval would make all the difference in the world for us.
Okay, so the approval of more test kits, more testing, automated testing, government, people like Bill de Blasio, people like the FDA, they want more tests. They want more testing done. It's not going to be for your benefit. It's not going to be for my benefit.
Also, we're putting out, this kind of summarizes a lot of what I've said. We're putting out this simple flyer. You'll see it a lot. The basic rules that I've outlined here. We're going to be doing an advertising campaign to get the word out on this as well.
How much of what's on this flyer is true? How much of it is false? You remember the food pyramid? We find out years later that the food pyramid, the exact inverse, is true. What they had for years and years was 100% false. It's what you shouldn't have been doing. It's the amount of foods you shouldn't have been eating. What you really should have been eating was the exact opposite of what they told you to eat yesteryear.
Campaign to get the word out on this as well. Okay.
All right. Now perk your ears up for this because this is where we're going to get into martial law type language.
I'm going to go through some numbers and some cases. The number of folks in mandatory isolation has gone up to 19.
Mandatory isolation. You got no say in the matter. You will comply or else. Or else what, Bill?
They get a daily call to check on them. They get unannounced visits in person twice a week. If they violate the standards of the quarantine, they will be fined, and they will find a police officer at their door on a regular basis, and that will either be NYPD or the health department police.
So Bill de Blasio is saying, if you don't do what we tell you to do, if you don't stay in quarantine, oh, by the way, we're gonna visit you unannounced. If you violate that, then you will be punished. You're gonna get a fine. What if you continue violating it? What happens then? What constitutes a violation? Why are there no clear outlines? See, what they're doing is they're turning up the heat for the frog in the water. They're turning it up into the point where it boils. They're just starting these as test cases. This is an example of a lockdown. This is an example of martial law. This is an example of, hey, we're from the government. We're here to help. You can trust us. You can always trust us. We would never lie to you. We're from the government. We're here for your best interest. We're not here to do you any harm. That's BS, guys.
Again, I'm saying that out of abundance of caution. I think overwhelmingly we are seeing people are honoring quarantine. They have, like everybody else, heard weeks and weeks of warnings about coronavirus. We don't find a lot of people taking quarantine lightly so far.
Hey, it's out of the abundance of caution. It's with good intentions. Good intentions will always be pleaded for every assumption of authority. And that's what a quarantine is. That's what a lockdown is. It's an assumption of authority. The government assumes authority over you, and you must comply or you will be punished, says Bill de Blasio.
The voluntary isolation number has gone down substantially, and that is related to the fact
That's pretty much it, guys. That's what I wanted to focus on here. We're talking about test cases in New York of mandatory quarantine, mandatory lockdown. If you don't stay in your quarantine area, if you don't do what we say, if you don't just shut up and comply, we will punish you. And what's the limit of that punishment? I wonder. We're increasing test kits. We want automated test kits. This is going to cost money. Where's that money going to come from? Are they going to make you get tested? Is that going to be another mandatory step? I don't know. Leave your thoughts about this in the comment section below. We don't know all the ins and outs of what's going on with this coronavirus, but we do know one thing. They are good at public relations. They're good at 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week propaganda, and they're good at deceiving the masses, and that's what's going on. That's what government and mainstream media outlets specialize in: distracting, deceiving, and dividing and conquering the masses. Please share these videos with everybody you know, everywhere you can on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to my backup channel, my BitChute channel, this channel, and hit the bell notification icon. See you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.